Cities across the US are scaling up their clean energy efforts. They're making homes and buildings more energy efficient, promoting electric vehicles, and encouraging renewable power. Some, but far from all, are also setting bold climate targets. My name is Dave Rubiro, and I'm the lead researcher on ACEEE's City Clean Energy Scorecard. Our team has spent the past year analyzing the efforts of 100 major U.S. cities to save energy and use more renewable power while focusing on equity in creating and delivering programs. We find a lot of progress, but it's certainly not everywhere. In some cities, leaders are taking big steps forward, but others are barely moving at all. Our data shows that progress is unevenly distributed. For example, the top 15 cities earn 33% of all points earned across all cities. The bottom 15 earned 4%. Of the 100 cities we ranked, only 20 are on track to meet their own goals for reducing the greenhouse gas emissions that cause climate change. This is 9 more than last year, but most are still not on track, don't have data to show they are on track, or have yet to set a climate goal. Let's turn to the rankings. How did the city stack up? New York City takes first place for the first time. It's the only city to receive the maximum points for policies to increase efficiency in existing buildings. In fact, it passed a new law ensuring upgrades to many buildings just last year. Boston and Seattle tie for second. This past year, Boston updated codes to require more parking spaces be ready for installing electric vehicles. Seattle successfully advocated for a policy to drive energy savings in buildings across the state. Minneapolis, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Denver, Los Angeles, San Jose, and Oakland round out the top 10, with San Jose and Oakland making their first appearances in the top 10. We have rising stars. St. Paul and St. Louis are the two most improved cities. In April, St. Louis became just the third U.S. city to set performance standards for buildings. They will require many large buildings to make upgrades to use energy more efficiently. Low-scoring cities' policy efforts have either stagnated or not even started. These cities are years behind the leaders, and unless they make significant efforts to step up, this gap will widen. More cities are increasing clean energy investment in low-income communities and communities of color. This is particularly important now because these communities have been disproportionately affected by the COVID pandemic and recession. We know cities are struggling financially, but we also know that energy efficiency and renewable energy create local jobs. They help both the economy and, by cutting carbon emissions, the environment. The top performers of the 2020 City Clean Energy Scorecard can lead the way towards a cleaner, more equitable future.